Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today it's all about the pineapple guava trees. I grew them from seed, and that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, so you see this little guy. It grew up fast in this pot. It was probably this tall when I planted it. I don't know that I have a video of this one, but I got a little green turtle guy in there. A nice piece of polished quartz from when I went to the gemstone place. And then I attempted to pack in some moss, but it never works for me indoors, only outdoors. So maybe it'll come back. I will be putting this guy out for like July and August, but the pineapple guava, going by their name, they probably aren't too cold hardy in my opinion. So anyways, I just want to take them down now because it seems like they're getting ready to take off. So they split down nice and low on this one. This is actually two trees. So I'm going to cut them both about the same area. Boom. Halfway up the trunk. I don't cut too close to the inner nodes because I have so many different tree species. I have no recollection of which ones have dieback and which don't. So I cut it to a safe area that gives like a ½ inch to an inch depending on how big the tree is. And then, you know, if there's no dieback, whatever, I take it back to where I really wanted it to, or I let it die back and then I'll prune it off later. So just err on the side of caution. If you're new to this, you could always take more off next time. I'm going to leave this one, the single trunk until it hits where these are going to split for a second time. I think that would be pretty cool. This may actually even make a cutting. I haven't had any dominant ones, so cuttings have not been a thing before. These are December 1st, 2018, so we're looking at them coming up on a year and a half. So I'll throw this one in a pot that I have a bunch of cuttings in. Right. I like the pot, that green with the dark green leaves, and then the little green turtle. This is one of my favorites, but it is it's smaller, so even though you don't have to get at it a couple of times a day, you do have to at least spray the top and give it a little water in between waterings as compared to the rest of my trees. So the smaller ones, the mames, the shohins, that's how it is. So this little guy is in a pot that I got from a thrift store, and it's not a pot at all, it's an ashtray. But I love the little intricate design and all the different hand-painted spots here. So I got it, drilled some holes in it, threw a screen in it, and boom, it's a bonsai pot. So this one is a single trunk coming up, splits right here. And then this one splits in two again, so I'll do the same rule of thumb as the other one. I'll leave some room and prune them about the same height. And then over here, it looks like it did split, but then the second part died. So we'll try again. So I'll leave this one a little higher since it's a single, and then we can get it to split where these two do. All right, obviously these don't grow very quickly. I have some trees that'll grow to the ceiling in 8 months, and then this guy's a year and a half, and you're looking at it, I've only pruned it 3 times. Can't imagine it would be that large if I hadn't. All right, and then this one, I typically have it in my bedroom along with a couple of like other good air filtering trees or plants. But since the whole pandemic thing, my daughter's home from New York City, and so is her kitty cat Bean. And Bean likes to hang out in my room and attack all my plants, so I had to pull them out. Bean's a little short-haired calico cat. If I remember, I'll show her to you. Okay, so what this was is this was a group of seeds that germinated way better than I thought. So they grew up really close together. And even though I separated some out, like the more dominant ones or the ones that were intricate, I left this big group together just as like, you know, how cool it would be to have a nice full green house plant, but only you know that they're like 30 rare pineapple guava trees in Connecticut. So that's where I was going with this one. So they're really bunched up. Some actually died off from the last time Bean was home because I had this in the hallway and this side didn't get enough light. I neglected it. But I have faith that these are just in a dormancy phase and they're going to come back. So maybe next time, if they haven't by then, I'll pull them out, or when I repot, or prune them all the way down to the soil. But for now, I'm going to leave them and hope that they are just injured and coming back. Sometimes trees do that to you. So with these, I'm just going to nip the tips, maybe an inch down on everything. Yeah, these are really thin. This one's split down though, that's nice. So I'll just snip that one. Nip you. And we'll nip that. All right, now I'm gonna go get one that is a total fail that I have no idea why it failed, but let me get that one. All right, so on my way over to the failure, I actually have a couple of seedlings. Boom, boom, and boom. And they were just seeds that hadn't germinated, and when the soil was recycled, they came up the next season. So those may be like 9 months old. Anyways, here is, I think, my failure. Right here. I don't think it's dormant, and I don't know what happened. There wasn't a bug attack or anything like that. Just one day it started losing its leaves. And I don't know. If the other ones in the house had done the same thing, I would think, okay, you know, it's their own winter and it's going to come back. But it's been a bit, so I'm going to have faith, but I might have failed on that one. All right, let's go see my grandkitty Bean. All right, y'all, the Mutts made me promise that I would give them a little shout out and shot because they wanted to not be so jealous of the grandkitty that gets all the attention. So Bruce Lee, he's going to be 11 this October. And little Millie here, she's going to be 8. So they're chilling out now, but these two are so healthy. What I've done their whole life is I've made organic brown rice, the leftover vegetables and mixed vegetables from what we actually eat, all organic, and then lean protein source. So that's typically grass-fed beef or uncured ham, chicken, things like that. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat birds at all. So early on in their life, they had chicken, but since I've had chickens, I won't eat them. Anyways, if you ever considered making your own dog's food, I would absolutely do it. It's really inexpensive. You make 3, 4 days at a time, or up to a week even, and it's just so much better for them. So, for what it's worth, living proof. 11-year-old. He had knee surgery at 1.5, and the doctor said he's going to need the other one done. Within 6 months, I guarantee it. And that surgery was $2,200, or maybe even a little bit more. And I was like, oh hell no! So I decided I was going to keep him light and lean, and so that's when I started making his food when he was 1.5, and he had that knee surgery. So he's never blown out the other knee, knock on wood, and he's still breaking out of the yard, breaks out of the fence, no matter what we do, all the time. We call him Houdini. So anyways, I hope y'all are staying well, enjoying your pets, enjoying your family. Don't go too crazy, y'all. This will pass. This too shall pass. It's all good.